Yeah, so first of all, if this live stream gets viewers, I apologize. I said I was going to go live on YouTube about 10 minutes after the episode aired and 10 minutes after I had a live stream with Channel on Instagram, but my roommate and I were catching up and we were talking about Love is Blind and other stuff. So that turned into like a 2 hour conversation. So I wanted to say sorry for that. I know it is like 12:30 right now, so if anybody comes aboard, I'll be surprised. And for whatever reason, this freaking iPod is not balancing right, even though it usually does. I feel out of whack because it's actually upside down compared to how it usually is. But good enough. I was not a big fan of this episode at all. I was disappointed. I'll do my review today, this afternoon. I'm going to be completely honest. Aside from me and my roommate talking for a couple hours, there really isn't much to say. Yeah, this was not a good. Okay, let me put it this way. This was not a good mid-season finale, but it was not the worst episode of season 7. I would say that this episode, if I were to give it a score, it would be about a 6 out of 10. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't bad. It wasn't very good. It didn't really start picking up until like the back half where Kyle is potentially going to have Candace killed. Um, Riddell warns Veronica about the foreign dude, Akil, that Jim is going to send to kill her. Laura being a con artist. And Benny finding out about Derek, that was more of a, if this was an average episode of the week instead of a finale, that would have been a good cliffhanger. But overall, that was not a strong enough cliffhanger to leave us hanging until the fall. So, unless I'm guessing wrong, because as soon as I see fall, I automatically assume August or September. Guys, we're possibly going to have to endure another 6-month hiatus. But this episode was not good enough to leave us on a cliffhanger like that. So I will say that this episode, once again, it was not terrible. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't good. Hey, to the 21 people watching, hey, give this video a thumbs up. I really feel weird because, like I said, my iPod is upside down, so the angle is different. But usually I'm just straight in front of it, but it's fine. It's fine. It's just something to get used to. Just munching on. I skipped dinner. I ate oatmeal at 4 o'clock. I'm just munching on some bugles right now. Like, if I would have slept through this episode, I would have been fine. It was garbage. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't go that far, but it just wasn't great. Like, this was not the episode to go on This was not the episode to go on hiatus for. We have to wait until the freaking fall. So we have to wait maybe 5 months. Will Jim kill Veronica? I honestly don't know. I don't even know what to say. We should all know Tyler Perry's formula. You're absolutely right. We should be surprised when it's a good one. But like I said, this was the finale, mid-season, but this was the finale. This was the thing that should hold us until the show comes back on. Look, if the show was coming on in May, like it typically does, January through March, and then it comes back in mid-May, that kind of time frame, then okay. But to have us waiting until the fall, this episode was not good enough to hold us over. Like, I'm literally looking at my notes here, and there really isn't even much to talk about. Like, my episode review is pretty much going to be cut and dry. I honestly don't even think it's going to be 15 minutes long. I could be wrong about that. And I'm not even going to rant. It's just like nothing really happened. The first 7 minutes was Wyatt and Catherine. That scene was drawn out for way too long. And that was it. Like, there was no deaths or anything. Wyatt is not dead. Sorry, I usually don't eat on these things, because I skip dinner. And it's too late for like a full meal, so I'm just getting something to munch on. So it really wasn't that good. And like I said before, if you're watching this live stream after I'm done it, I'm sorry I didn't do a live stream right away, but to be fair, me and Chandler did lengthy live stream though on Instagram. This show will lose viewers waiting that long. I don't blame him. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not upset that the show's gone that long because thank God, since last year I've been reviewing other shows. So if Loving You Is Wrong is coming back, Greenleaf will eventually come back, and then of course Tyler has all the BET shows for me to review. So in terms of content, I'm not worried. I'm disappointed that we got such a lackluster episode for a hiatus. It's going to be very long. That's what I'm upset about. Hence why I say, in my opinion, I don't think it was a terrible episode. I am just disappointed that it was lackluster for such a long hiatus. Thank you. Because you had Laura and her husband. I'm like, okay, it's 9:58. When is something going to pop off? Is Justin going to go after Jeffrey and Madison? That scene was so freaking awful. It was awkward. Madison at the table going, oh, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? They should have just cut that. Like, I actually like the David and Jeffrey scene. I like that scene, but then you go to Madison. That was just weird. I thought it was inappropriate, and no, it has nothing to do with it being two men. I just thought that was very immature of him to be acting like that in a public restaurant. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting like a big explosion, but I was expecting like a fight or who's going to die. When you did the Wyatt stunt at the beginning of the episode, I didn't really care. If it's a character who I honestly wish would get killed off, I wouldn't give a damn. So... yeah, the episode didn't get good until we went over to Hannah's house when Mitch was there. Candace got him a truck. Benny got two tow trucks, one for him and one for Mitch to drive. And it's crazy, man. Wait a minute. So Hannah is kicking her kids out for keeping the money, yet says she'll have them arrested if they ever come back. What kind of sense does that make? Oh, my bad. We got 32 people, my bad. So I think 10 other people joined in. Hey guys, sorry this is a late live stream. After the Instagram live, I said I'll be on YouTube. Me and my roommate, we caught up. We talked for like 2 hours. So my bad. But honestly, the episode was not that good. No sense at all. The police won't buy. Like, imagine that. It's like, George is like, so, Hannah Young, you're telling me your children took money from the criers? Yes. And you knew about this? Yes. So why are you calling us now? Because they came back to the house. What the hell? You have the power of attorney. I would think you could... Again, I will save that for my episode review. I agree it was not mid-season material. Hey, Caleb, I don't know when the show is coming back. It said this fall. I'm going to assume August. So we got a 6-month hiatus again. At least with Show Not Tell, it was a pretty lousy episode. But at the beginning, you had the David shootout, and then at the end, you had Wyatt shooting his parents. So even though we had to wait 6 months, there was a lot to speculate. This episode left a lot to be desired. Like, I'm looking at the episode and it felt pretty dry. There was plenty of setup to, hey, this person plans to kill this person, that person plans to kill this person needs bodyguard, this person needs security, but nothing happened. I'm ready to give up on the show. I can't blame you. Will I still review it? Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have other shows that bring in a lot of views, but the haves and the have-nots, I'm going to ride it until it ends, but this should have been the final season. It really should have. Benny finally got about Derek. I wasn't expecting that to come, but not at the end. I was expecting it later down the line. I agree. Yeah, it returns this fall. So August or September. Either way, it's going to be at least 5 to 6 months. I really don't know what to say, guys. Like, there really isn't anything good to say about the episode. I mean, it had decent scenes, like Laura trying to con Veronica. That's a nice touch. But again, that was set up. I was so disappointed with this episode. I wish I didn't, skip dinner to watch it. Because remember, I was watching, I was tweeting, me and Chandler were doing a live stream, and I was taking notes at the same time. But I barely had to take notes. Like, did we really need to see 7 minutes of when I was 7, remember the Banana Fosters? Why? Stop cutting yourself. Like, why did it have to go on for 7 minutes? Definitely wasn't I expected just so big. Yeah. Candace just turned so mad with her mother. When she said Hannah again, I was so like, oh man, are we really going down this road again? I think for me, I've gotten bored because of the repetitive dialogue. What did you think about Catherine and Wyatt? That was a decent scene, but I feel like it went on too long. I give it a 6 out of 10, and I'm being generous, a 6 out of 10, because the back half was full of surprises. But like I said, the Madison and Jeffrey date, that was not a good scene. A Lover's Passion was bearable. A Lover's Passion was not a bad episode. It was just the first time we're like, what the hell? That was the mid-season finale, but that was not the original mid-season finale. They took a break. That was the first time they took a break after only a handful of episodes. I would not give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I know some people have been saying 3s, 4s. But like I said before, this was not the worst episode of the season. What do you think Candace would say to Benny? What do you think Candace would say to Benny? In what regard? I didn't like tonight's show. Yeah, I feel you on that one. See, and I'm glad I decided not to do a live stream right after the episode because I didn't feel like doing a live stream that would have been a rant. I don't even have the energy to rant. It's just that this was disappointing. Laura and her husband felt strange. It felt shoehorned in too soon. I feel like we should have gotten a couple more episodes with Laura in order to, get to this point. Well, yeah, she was trying. Well, to be fair, there were only 45 seconds left at the end of the episode, and I'm like, are we ending the episode? No idea of the return date yet. Sorry, we can just assume August or September. I'm not going to lie, the Oval, as many flaws as that show has, I'm thinking the Oval's actually doing better than the Haves and the Have-Nots. Don't you think Tyler Perry is taken out? Take what? Here's my issue with the show. They are repeating so many stories. How many times has Candace and or Benny gotten their hands on money that they lose eventually? So how long before this blows up in their faces? Who do you think will try to kill Veronica? Akil, remember the foreign guy? The guy that Jim was talking to. And guys, like, repetitive, yeah. Like you can notice in this live stream, I'm not sleepy, I'm not exhausted. I just don't, there's nothing left to say. I do not have confirmation of anybody dying this season. No, I'm not lying. You know good and well I would have done a video if I did. I know, right? Like, was he planning a hit on Derek or what? They got some sexual chemistry. They had sex before. Um, Bugles. Look, like I said, I skipped dinner. I had oatmeal at like 4 o'clock. I wanted to eat something, but it's too late to have like a meal. So I'm just, some 150 calories. I'm not even eating the whole bag. I'm just something, to tide me over. They're really, yeah. I hate doing live streams when I'm not energetic because there isn't any. Oh, thanks, haircut. I got a haircut like what 3 weeks ago. I can see why Loving You Is Wrong was on March 10th. This episode was dull, but now I can understand why it was pushed back. Yeah, thank God. Because I would have been so... I couldn't enjoy Loving You Is Wrong because I would be disappointed by how the haves and the have-nots was dull. Yeah, Wyatt is not dying. I agree, Melrose. I agree. Any closing thoughts? Like, I don't mean to rush off this live stream, but to be honest, I don't have much to say other than I'm disappointed. I'll do my review later. Aren't the ratings dropping? The ratings are holding steady. They're still well over 1 million. Last week's episode, it was Super Tuesday. That's why I did the video of Boom Boom Bang was the third lowest rated episode in the entire series. It had like a 1.37, which is still very good, but it's the third lowest. The only time we've had scores lower than that were episodes 4 and 5, and those episodes like 1.1, 1.31, 1.32. I don't know if Jim's going to get the money back. I honestly don't, but yeah. Well, guys, like I said, I really don't mean to rush off this live stream, but I don't have a lot to contribute. This episode was pretty lackluster. I'll do my review later today. We have no trailer, so yeah. Okay, I'll check out the graph later today. I'm not in front of my laptop right now. Like, I'm in front of my iPod. I got my TV. I'm going to munch on a couple more bugles, and I'm just going to lay down. So, tension for nothing. Here's the worst part. Oh, yeah, at the end of the live, I'm like, ah! Okay. I don't think Wyatt is dead, okay? So, the fact that you began the finale with the apparent death of Wyatt, if he's still alive, then this episode truly was trash. Like, okay. All right, guys. Like I said, be on the lookout for my review. I'm going to get some sleep soon, and I'll wake up refreshed and go from there. But 6 out of 10 for this episode. Wasn't that great. Again, wasn't the worst of the season. Just wasn't that great of a finale. So thanks for tuning in. And I'll probably do a live stream at some point this week at an earlier time where more people can join in. So if you joined the Instagram live, thanks for joining. If you haven't, then go over to Instagram, watch the live stream. Me and Chandler talk throughout the entire episode. And I'll talk to you all later.